Worst career-ending injuries. Injuries are the kryptonite to every talented football player's career. No matter how fit you are or how much of a healthy lifestyle you have, if you are a competitive football player, you are bound to get injured at some point in your career. Although some injuries aren't too serious, others might be threatening to the player's entire career, just as we have seen over the years. In today's video, we bring you the worst career-ending injuries in football. Number 10. Petr Cech. There are many of you who aren't familiar with Petr Cech, arguably one of the best Premier League goalkeepers of all time. Despite holding the record for most clean sheets in the Premier League among many others, he was most well known for the helmet that he used to wear in all of his games. The reason behind this was the horrific injury that the Czech international sustained back in 2006. In the game versus Reading, Cech's head collided with Stephen Hunt as a result of a gruesome challenge that almost cost him his life. After being given the red light and taken off the field, the Chelsea goalkeeper collapsed in the dressing room. He was rushed to the Royal Berkshire Hospital where the doctors confirmed an internal blood clot. He underwent surgery for a depressed skull fracture as a result of the knee to his head. Despite being ruled out for a year, the Warrior made a surprise comeback just 3 months later. However, he had to wear a helmet to all of his games for the rest of his career. Number 9. Marco van Basten. Dutch prodigy Marco van Basten is undoubtedly one of the best footballers of all time. Despite his tall physique, the man was full of elegance and technique. The lethal scorer has outstanding statistics of scoring 219 goals in only 281 games. This clearly explains why he deservedly won 3 Ballon d'Ors and several other individual awards. Van Basten won 3 European Cups and 4 Serie A titles with Milan, as well as 3 Eredivisie titles with Ajax. He also led his national team to Euro glory in 1988, scoring his 5th of the tournament with a phenomenal volley in the final and grabbing the Golden Boot. However, Van Basten had a troublesome ankle. In his first season for AC Milan, he appeared in only 11 league games as a result of his ankle pain. In late 1992, the injury worsened and turned into chronic pain. Van Basten battled to get back on the pitch, but after being sidelined for over 2 years and undergoing 4 operations, he finally decided to retire at the age of 30. He had been out of action since the age of 28. Number 8. Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere, brought up through the Gunners Academy, was supposed to be the next big thing for Arsenal. He burst into the scene after his iconic display in the 2-1 win over Barcelona. The 19-year-old wonder kid pocketed the likes of Xavi, Iniesta and Messi to win the Man of the Match. He also grabbed the PFA Young Player of the Year award in 2011. However, Jack missed the entire 2011-2012 season due to a stress fracture in his ankle. This was only the start of his injury-riddled career, as he would go on to sustain a hairline fracture, another ankle injury and a broken fibula. The injuries wrecked the bright prospect's career as he moved from Bournemouth to West Ham. The 30-year-old now plays for Dutch Superliga side Gymnastic. Number 7. Ronaldo Nazário. The Brazilian phenomenon Ronaldo Nazário is one of the greatest strikers of the game in history. Although the Ballon d'Or winner is known and appreciated all over the world for his abilities for what he has achieved, he is still an underappreciated player. The majority of R9's career was riddled with injuries. Ronaldo rose to fame at PSV and Barcelona, where he scored 101 goals in just 3 seasons, which earned him a record move to Serie A giants Inter Milan, where he continued to display his class. There he experienced his first knee tendon injury, which kept him out for 5 months following a surgery. The doctors finally gave him the green light to participate in the Italian Cup final, but while performing a step-over at the edge of the box just 6 minutes in, Ronaldo's kneecap tendon ripped completely. His kneecap exploded and ended up in the middle of his thigh, an injury that ruled him out for 2 years. Although it looked like his career was over after that, R9 made a stunning comeback and helped Brazil lift their 5th World Cup trophy in 2002, scoring 8 goals in the tournament. Number 6. Alan Smith. Even if you don't know him as a player today, you would certainly recognize his voice from every Premier League commentary. However, Back in his prime, Alan Smith was much more than just a famous voice. He was a Premier League winner with Manchester United and a top quality player until he broke his leg and dislocated his ankle while attempting to block John Arne Riis's free kick. The horrid injury at Anfield back in 2006 took him 7 months to recover from, but would negatively affect his game for the rest of his career. Despite the doctor's advice to stop playing as it would worsen his ankle, Smith decided to continue doing what he loves instead of retiring as a top English player. He went on from playing from the forward position to midfield and went to Newcastle where he won the championship. However, he injured his same ankle yet again, and his decision to continue playing proved to be a bad one for him in the long run after all. Before moving on to number 5, here's a quick question. Which player do you think would have reached the greatest footballing height if they had an injury-free career? Let us know in the comments. Number 5, Ledley King. Ledley King, the one club man, spent his entire career playing for Tottenham Hotspurs and is highly appreciated in the club as a warrior. His story is much more unique than any other player on this list. Ledley's injuries began right on the day of his debut for Spurs against Derby County, where he collided with Rory Delap. Even though he was able to finish the game, he required knee surgery afterward that kept him out for 6 weeks. He went through several knee surgeries since then. King claimed that he used to play without training for years, as a kind of running or jumping activity would cause his knee to swell up and would take him days to recover. Therefore, instead of spending time training with his teammates, King spent his sessions with the doctors and physios straightening his muscles. He would only show up at the games, perform at the top level, and then spend the rest of the days recovering and preparing for the next game. This went on till the end of his career. Number 4, Luc Nilis. Luc Nilis, the Belgian forward, is one of the most talented but unluckiest players in football. He is best known for his incredible spell at PSV, where he partnered up with Ruud van Nistelrooy to score 103 goals in only 2 seasons. He was one of the hottest players on the transfer market before joining Premier League club Aston Villa in 2000. He was doing well at the club and had even scored a debut goal against Chelsea. However, luck was not on his side, as Nilis had to retire shortly after conceding one of the worst injuries in sports history. In a game against Ipswich, Nilis collided with the opposition goalkeeper, which shattered his right leg in 2 places. Doctors claimed that the damage was beyond repair, and Nilis was forced to retire right when his career was about to bloom. Number 3, Ben Collett. Ben Collett was one of the brightest prospects in the Manchester United Youth Academy. Since joining the academy at the age of 9, Collett was already making his way to the top, winning the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award in the 2002 and 2003 season, an award won by the likes of Paul Scholes and Gary Neville. His abilities were even compared to that of Man United legend Ryan Giggs. However, fate wasn't on his side. In a reserve team match against Middlesbrough FC, Collett became a victim of a badly timed tackle by Gary Smith, which resulted in his leg being broken in 2 places. His career came to an end just weeks before he was due to sign a professional 3-year contract worth millions. Even though he earned a compensation of £4.5 million in damages 5 years later, Collett would have preferred to earn that money through a full career in the game. Number 2, Dean Ashton. Dean Ashton, the former West Ham United star and 3-line striker, was on his way to the top. Coming out of the well-known Crewe Alexandra Academy, Ashton was a highly demanded player amongst the top Premier League clubs. West Ham were successful in snatching the player away from the interest of Arsenal and Manchester United. His excellent performances for the Hammers earned him a well-deserved call-up for the England national team that the fans and managers had been waiting for. However, it just wasn't written in the stars. During the training session, Ashton sustained a broken ankle after a mistimed tackle from Sean Wright-Phillips. Even though he was able to make 35 more appearances after his injury, it kept on getting worse, and doctors advised Ashton to retire if he wanted to walk again. In 2009, Dean Ashton took the dreadful decision of retiring from football at the age of 26. Coming in at number 1, David Bust. David Buss's horrific injury against Manchester United in 1996 had been widely regarded as the worst injury in the history of football. The English defender had gone up to the opposition box for a corner. After a parrot save from United's Peter Schmeichel, Buss rushed towards the ball to slot it home. However, in the process, he collided with Brian McClair and Dennis Irwin, which resulted in the most horrendous injury ever. Both the tibia and the fibula of his right leg received extensive compound fractures as Buss kept waving his arms frantically out of agony. So bad was the degree of the injury that the doctors were thinking of amputating his leg. Thankfully, after 26 operations, Buss was able to walk out of the hospital, but had to put an end to his career at the age of just 29. The reason why this injury is considered the worst in history is not only because of the damage it caused to the injured player, but also because of how it affected the other witnesses of this incident. Such was the impact of this injury that Schmeichel vomited on the pitch after seeing Buss's broken leg, while many others had to undergo counselling. We have reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more football related content. For more interesting football videos, click the video appearing on the screen, and I will see you in the next video.